By the mid-60s, our education was flowing from the streets, from the parks, and especially in my case, from world-weary blues singers and from psychedelic folk bands advocating for peace, love, and dope. I was 15 years old the first time I was tear-gassed. Around that time, while still living in California, among the many types of jobs I tried my hand in were those of running gym classes for the YMCA, working as a camp counselor, and finally, teaching in a Montessori school and several campus preschool facilities. The last of those, and we're going to get back to the men party thing here, last of those was the UC Santa Cruz Campus Child Care Center. It was a wonderful experience with great families, great staff, and a great view of Monterey Bay. But I do need to digress here and briefly tell a story. The woman who runs the place was named Margaret Payne. One day, one of the parents came up to Margaret as she was picking up her child and said, "Margaret, it is so great that you have a man here. He picks up, he cleans, he changes diapers, he runs activities, he cooks snack. It's just great." Margaret nodded. And the woman walked off, and Margaret came and found me and said, "You know what, kid? I am so sick of this. You do the same thing we do day in and day out. Who gets all the laws and regs? You do." And changed the name of this place from Campus Child Care Center to St. Kitts. Following graduation from UC Santa Cruz, I moved to New England and found employment picking blueberries in Machias, performing as a street musician in Burlington, and finally coming back into the classroom to teach special needs in Winooski, Vermont. At the same time, I had fallen in with a network of songwriters, folkies, and blues musicians, and was eventually drawn to move to Watertown, Massachusetts. It was at that time one of the most significant developments in my life took place. I responded to a want ad in the Boston Globe. It read, "High creativity, low pay, apply to Red Sneakers School." Guess I would have been a fool not to take that job. I did get the job. I was the only qualified male who applied for it. And then I spent the next 14 years doing everything from soothing infants, challenging kindergartners, and trying to transfer my limited knowledge of Spanish to our elementary kids. Far more important than any of this, I met my future wife, Teresa. And with her, we brought all three of our own sons through this very unique school on the North Shore. We both moved on from Red Sneakers and continued our work on early education, family support, perinatal mental health, teacher compensation, and community advocacy. I'm grateful to the many colleagues and mentors I've benefited from. And I would love to go into the list, but I've been at this a long time. There are a lot of shot fellows that I'm thinking about, though, and I'd certainly count my shot fellowship as among one of the great learning experiences. I'm grateful to have known and learned from so many different children and their families. I'm even grudgingly grateful for my foul-ups, he says carefully, and for the lessons learned from them. I'm sure many of you share similar histories to mine. I also appreciate my colleagues' empathy and patience as I tirelessly, sometimes maybe tirelessly is not the right word, try to make sure that men are spoken of and thought of and seen in the field as valued, full partners in education, parenting, and leadership. As Brian Nelson's bumper sticker,
It's in the corner.
oh,
It's in the corner.
as Brian Nelson's bumper sticker,
Oh, there it is.
oh wait, we can find it. It's there. As the bumper sticker says, men who change diapers change the world.
That's good. Yep.
But the main point of all this, and not my award tonight, but the main point of this work with Men Teach, and this struggle, it's not about men and or women. It's about the well-being of our children and their future. It's about our community and our world. It's about a world where gender is no longer viewed as a barrier, but something of value. It's about creating an environment for all kinds of children to see all kinds of role models. Models based on kindness and skill, not gender and prejudice. As we used to chant in the streets of the Bay Area, venceremos. I don't have any Latino folks here, but we've lost that whole great line. But anyway, thanks to all the organizers of this from the Mass AUIC, thanks to my colleagues in MenTeach, and especially the friends and family who over the years came alongside me for this very special trip. Thank you very much.